Hello, dear students. Good morning to all. This is the continuation of Egyptian civilization, and in the previous classes, we have seen the society of Egyptian civilization and occupations and craft, and about Nile River also we have seen. And today we are going to see the religion of Egyptian civilization. The ancient Egyptians worshipped as many as 2,200 gods and goddesses. Of all these, Re, the sun god, was the most important. So when we look at the religion of Egyptian society, they worshipped many gods and goddesses. So they have it was numbered around 2,200. And the supreme god they considered was the sun god. And the name of the god was Re. Sometimes they called or they pronounced Re or Ray like that. And he was considered to be the giver of life and warmth. As we know that the sun gives us warmth, the Egyptian society also considered the sun god as the giver of life and warmth. They were also gods of moons and floods whom they worshipped. So dear students, the first and foremost thing is that they have worshipped many gods, around 2,200 gods and goddesses. And the most important and the supreme god which they have considered was the sun god, and it was called Re, R-E, Re. And they have worshipped the gods of moon and the floods also. They have worshipped the gods of moon and floods. Egyptians was worshipped some animals like cow, crocodile, snake, hawk, jackal, and bull. So when we go deep into the religion, they have worshipped even animals like cow, bull, snake, crocodile, etc. And each god had his or her own temple and priest. So that is also a different thing. Each god has their own temple and their own priest. Even the pharaoh, the king, was treated by the people like a god. Even the king was considered as a god. We have seen the film Mummy, and in that film we can see that the king, the pharaoh, was considered as the supreme power and treated as a god. And the Egyptians thought that there was life after death. That is this is very most important thing for the Egyptians. They believed in the life after death. We have seen in Indus Valley civilizations and in Mesopotamian civilization also we have seen the life after death. So here in Egyptian civilization also the people believed in the life after death. So what they might have done, they kept all the things of the dead person in the tomb. Let us see what happened. They believed that both body and soul lived after death. They expected that the dead body of a virtuous man could come back to life again. That's why they have took great care to preserve the dead bodies. Such a preserved dead body is known as mummy. So the people of Egyptian society believed in life after death, and they preserved the dead bodies. And that is why, and they kept many things also along with these dead bodies, like their utensils, ornaments, and food, and etc. When we go to the deep into the history of Egyptian society, we can see that even the kings buried the soldiers also along with the king. So dear students, the preserved dead body is known as mummy. I think most of the students might have seen the film Mummy. So from there you will get a clear idea about the mummy and the mummification, etc. There are many myths also regarding the mummy and the pyramid. In the coming classes, we will be looking at more elaborately about the pyramids, etc. And dear students, today we are just looking at only the religion. Dear students, you have to study the important points, underline the important points, note down in your book and learn it. And try to write it in point wise so that you can study it very easily. I will just brief the points which we have seen today. We are talking about the religion of Egyptian society. You can write the heading, religion of Egyptian society or Egyptian civilization. And then the first point is that they believed in more than 2,200 gods and goddesses. Second point is that they worshipped sun god Re, the most important. Next point, they worshipped gods of moon and floods. Next point, they worshipped animals in brackets like cow, crocodile, snake, etc. Next point, they treated king as a god. They treated king in bracket Pharaoh as a god. And the next point, they believed in the life after death. So they preserved dead bodies, which is known as mummy. These are the important points. Dear students, like this you have to make the notes. When you make the notes, make it point wise and learn it easily. Have a nice day. God bless you all.